Hello students, welcome to the class, and today we are going to start with subordinating conjunctions. As I had told you last time, we had done coordinating conjunctions, and I told you that we would be doing coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions separately, so that you get time to grasp coordinating conjunctions properly first, so that there is no confusion. And why I am being so methodical with this is because phrases and clauses, they are uh, a very important part of the grammar syllabus, and so are the complex, compound, and uh, simple sentences. So coordinating and subordinating conjunctions, they play a very important role in helping you to spot the clauses, differentiate the clauses from the different clauses from each other, the compound sentences, coordinating clauses, complex sentences, main clause, subordinating clauses. How do you come to know? So conjunctions play a key role over there. Now, coordinating conjunctions, they make an appearance in the compound sentences, and they join two coordinating clauses together. So, coordinating conjunctions, coordinating clauses, right? Now we will start with subordinating conjunctions, which make an appearance in complex sentences, and they join the main clause with the subordinating clause, and the subordinating clause or the dependent clause that begins with the subordinating conjunctions. So that is very important. Another important thing that I had told you the last time also, that it is not difficult at all if you are already able to spot the coordinating conjunctions. The remaining are all subordinating. You can just close your eyes and say, yes, this is subordinating, because it's not a part of fanboys. Alright, so let's begin, children. This is one very good thing that I have found out. This is, I would call it Boobies. So, what is this Boobies? It is like that very popular fanboys that we have for coordinating conjunctions. So, this is just a mnemonic device to help you remember the subordinating conjunctions. Roughly, this is not like an exhaustive list. There are much more, lot many more, conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions. But yes, although, after, as, while, when, until, because, before, if, since, these are the most um, commonly occurring and reoccurring coordinating subordinating conjunctions. So, Boobies is something that you have to remember, and this is something you'll have to memorize. And if you need to, you may not need to, okay, because we already have fanboys. So, there are some sentences from literature, nice sentences that I found. As he trudged to English, he practiced scowling. You know, it's like, as he trudged to English, that means as he you know started his journey towards becoming an Englishman, he practiced scowling. Okay, this sentence is slightly you know it is actually a joke on the Englishman. All right, so what we are concerned with is this as over here. Okay, so as is a subordinating conjunction. While some youngsters were into street negatives, Antonio and Felix slept, ate, rapped, and dreamt positive. Okay, so street negatives is, doing some, being involved in negative activities, wrong activities, and Antonio and Felix are, they are they are just having a nice time, what it actually means. So the word while here is a subordinating conjunction. So while we were going through these two sentences, is there anything peculiar that you noticed about the structure of each sentence? I am just going to go back to those two slides and let you have one more look once again. See this one. Look at everything in the sentence, okay? Don't miss out anything. This one. Did you find anything common? Anything in common that the sentences have? This is it. The comma after the beginning phrase. As he trudged to English, comma. While some youngsters were into street negatives, comma. So that was after, I have just brought to your notice that comma part, which was not there in coordinating conjunctions, but then it is here, and we'll move on. Why did we put a comma there? So when an or Boobies, okay, that means the subordinating conjunctions, when they are the first word of a sentence, you use a comma, okay? And if it comes later in the sentence, there will be sentences where the subordinating conjunctions can come in the beginning as well as in the, later in the sentences. There are examples like, when we came from school. So see here, children, when is the subordinating conjunction. So the sentence is beginning with the subordinating conjunction. That is why, notice that small tiny red comma over there. It has a comma. The wall was slick with white. Yes. So what is the ovobis here? The ovobis means the subordinating conjunction. What is it here? The word when, I already told you. And what is it that the comma is doing over here? What is it separating? Think about it, okay? What if you rewrote the sentence? When we came from school, comma, the wall was slick with white. The wall was slick with white when we came from school. Now see, there is that tiny red comma in the first sentence, but it's missing in the second sentence, although the subordinating conjunction is there in the first as well as in the second sentence. So what is it that has become different? See, in the first example, the subordinating conjunction is opening the sentence. In the second sentence, the subordinating conjunction is placed somewhere in the, now it's become a middle order batsman. Earlier it was the opening batsman. Okay. So what does it imply? Why do we need a comma, in the first sentence? And why don't we need it in the second sentence? What is it? Look at, more sentences. Both fighters had a lot of psyching up to do before the big fight. You know what psyching up is? Like, how you are, glaring at your opponent. You're trying to, scare him, and you're trying to build up, an impression that you're not going to be an easy opponent. That is psyching up, okay? Now, can you spot the subordinating conjunction in this sentence? I hope you have spotted it. Now, both the fighters had a lot of psyching up to do before the big fight. So the subordinating conjunction is before, but here before is a middle order batsman, it's not the opening batsman. So if you have to rewrite the sentence so that before comes in the beginning, in this way, before the big fight, both fighters had a lot of psyching up to do. So you notice that comma, it's back here. Okay. So what did you have to add to the second sentence? So we had to add a comma to the second sentence. Okay. Now, read the following paragraph. Rewrite the paragraph by combining the sentences using the subordinating conjunctions. Maria stepped inside the haunted house. Maria heard screams and groans. Maria ran into the next room. Maria saw herself in the mirrors that lined the wall. See, I have not yet given you the reason why, what is it that the comma is separating, okay? Why is the comma placed over there? I have not given you the reason because I want you to, reason it out yourselves before I give you the answer. So see what what is the role that the subordinating conjunctions are going to play in this paragraph. Maria is, involved in a lot of, actions, and there is a lot of repetition. Okay. Maria stepped inside the haunted house. Maria heard screams and groans. Maria ran into the next room. Maria saw herself in the mirrors that lined the wall. See, children, conjunctions are joining words. These sentences are not joined. We are going to use these fantastic words given over here, these subordinating conjunctions, to join these sentences and make this paragraph appear very lucid. Okay. Instead of being this awkward construction that is given here. So there are examples, two ways in which, you can do this. When Maria stepped inside the haunted house, comma, please don't forget to notice the comma over there, although it's not given in red here, but make a note of it that it's there. She heard screams and groans. As she ran into the next room, she saw herself in the mirrors that lined the wall. So we have joined the sentences. The first two sentences using when and putting the comma, and the next two sentences using as and putting the comma. Another way to do it, and then look at this. Maria heard screams and groans as she stepped inside the haunted house. When she ran into the next room, she saw herself in the mirrors that lined the wall. So in the first sentence of the second sample answer, there is no comma. In the second sentence, there is a comma because the word when, which is a subordinating conjunction, appears in the beginning of the sentence. It's an opening batsman here. Now, for the reason, have you reasoned out why there are commas here and why there are no commas here? This is a good example. Why have we used a comma here and why not here? So children, let me tell you that the part of the sentence that begins with a subordinating conjunction is the subordinating clause or the dependent clause. And when we begin a sentence with a subordinating clause instead of the main clause, we separate the two using a comma. Okay? And when we do it the other way round, like we begin the sentence with the main clause and then follows the subordinating clause, like in the first example in this slide, we do not need the comma. Okay, so this is the only reason why. So this is a very important part, of subordinating conjunctions. When we are using them, if there are two ways to use them, either in the beginning of the sentence or in the later on in the sentence. If we use them in the beginning of the sentence, that means we are placing the subordinating clause or the dependent clause in the beginning, and that needs a comma. Okay, so this is it for today. I hope you have understood this, and I'll see you soon. Okay, and I'll come up with the next class very soon. Keep on studying, keep practicing, and I'll send you a very good worksheet in which you'll be able to practice your subordinating and coordinating conjunctions. So, all the best, children.